Yes, so welcome back to another video, and in this video I will basically explain how you can install the GROMACS by compiling it. In my previous video I have explained how you can install GROMACS by the process of dirty installation, but if you do dirty installation then your system will not be able to make use of the GPU. So suppose if you have GPU, like if you have the GPU with NVIDIA, or if you have the NVIDIA graphic cards from the RTX or GTX series, then the dirty installation process will not work for you, and it will not make use of the GPU power that is there unleashed. It cannot unleash the GPU power which is there into a system. So if you want to compile the GROMACS in the correct way, in such a way that it can now make use of the GPU power, you are at the right place. I will just explain you how you have to do the things. So I will just open the browser, and this is the repository that I have created onto my GitHub. I will give the link in the description of this video. So over here, what you simply do is, if you just go to this option which says GROMACS codes and just open it, I have mentioned the codes regarding how to install the GROMACS. So if you have seen my previous video, I have made the use of sudo apt-install to install GROMACS. And in this video we will not be doing this. Why? Because this is the dirty installation command. So in this video we will be basically making use of the GROMACS compiler and compile it in such a way that now it can make use of NVIDIA graphic cards. Okay, so for that, first of all, what we will do is that we will go to the GROMACS installation guide, as you can see onto the browser. So GROMACS installation guide, this is the link which you need to open. So as you see onto this page, it says that there are some commands that you need to do, and if you just scroll down a little, there is this section which says GPU support, and now it says that GROMACS has excellent support for NVIDIA GPUs via CUDA. Okay, so this is something that you have to remember. The crucial part over here is that you cannot simply use the GPU which is already there over here, but before your GROMACS installation you have to make use of an installation which is mentioned over here, which is NVIDIA CUDA toolkit version 11. Okay, so first we need to install the NVIDIA CUDA toolkit, and only after you have installed this toolkit, try installing GROMACS. Do not install GROMACS before installing this toolkit. So the step number one should be to install this toolkit, right? So for that, what you have to do is that I have mentioned over here that there is a link which says developer.nvidia.com/CUDA download. So you just copy this and you paste it over here. So as you are seeing, it is the CUDA toolkit 11.8 downloads, and as you can see in the next tab or the previous tab, that it will require minimum version 11. Okay, so we are installing right now, which is the CUDA toolkit 11.8. Now what you need to do is that if you are using the Linux system, and why? Because this is more preferred, so this is what we are trying to do. So you just select the operating system which says Linux. Now the architecture, you need to know the architecture, but if you are using the Intel CPU or the AMD CPUs, then probably you have the architecture which is x86 64 bits. So this is the architecture. You just press on it. Then the distribution, so here you select the operating system that you are using, the operating system of Linux that you are using. So all these are basically the different flavors of Linux. We are using Ubuntu, so over here you just press on Ubuntu, and as soon as you press on Ubuntu, it is asking for the version. So Currently my system is running on the latest version, which is 20.04. So I will press on it, and now it will ask for the last option, which is which kind of installation it is. So basically, if you have your personal computer, it has to be the DEB local, so it has to be the local system. So you just press on it. This is for your personal computer, not on the server, then probably you need to use this option. But right now we are talking about installing GROMACS onto your personal computer having the NVIDIA graphic cards. So you select this option which says DEB local. So as soon as you press on this, what will happen? A new window will open just below it, and here it will show you some of the commands which are there. Okay, so you have to run all these commands one after the another easily. So you just copy a command from here and open a terminal anywhere onto your system and simply paste it. Okay, and give enter. So like this, you have to make use of each and every command one after the another. So at the end, after running this command, so the process is very simple. You first copy and paste the first command, hit enter, and let the computer do its thing. Then again, when the terminal opens in front of you, the dollar symbol appears in front of you. Again, you copy the next command, paste it over there. Then similarly for the third command, fourth command, fifth command, sixth command, and lastly, when you do this, you will install the CUDA toolkit. Now I have already done this onto my system, so I'm not repeating it again. Okay, so once you do this, once this much amount of steps are done, you are good to install GROMACS, or you are good to compile the GROMACS. One thing you need to remember over here is that if you just see my tutorial over here, which is this one. Okay, there is this option which says CUDA toolkit / user local CUDA. Okay, so let us just go to this place. So once you have installed this CUDA toolkit, you have to check whether the CUDA is installed properly on your system or not. So for that, what we will do is we will go to this location. So we'll go to, so this is /. Okay, so we are into this directory, which is the / directory. Then we will go to user, then local, and CUDA. So we'll go to user, local, and then you have to see these two folders. Okay, so CUDA 11, this 2, and CUDA 11.8. So if you just see, these three folders will not be there initially into your system, but as soon as you go through this toolkit installation commands and you go to this location, if these three folders have appeared over here, then you have installed the CUDA properly, or the CUDA toolkit properly. And once these three folders appear in front of you, now your system is appropriate. Now your system is enabled to compile GROMACS and make use of the graphic cards, right? So this was the first stage of installation. And one more thing that I want to tell you is that when you do these steps, it will take some time. It is not going to happen immediately. It will try to download, and it will try to occupy around 4 to 5 GB of space onto your hard drive. And you in running all these commands one after the another, depending on your internet speed, even if you have a very good internet speed, your computer will take around half an hour. So if you are taking some time to install this toolkit, it is absolutely okay. So now let us do the next part of the GROMACS installation. So once this CUDA toolkit is downloaded, what you do is you are supposed to go to this link from where you can basically install the GROMACS installer. So I will just copy this link. So you just copy this link. Okay, so it will say downloads over here, and you just go to this option which says .tar.gz. Both of these seems to be the same, but you just click on the second option. So now it is asking me to download this tar.gz compressed file. So I will just press on save. It is not a big file, it is only 38.5 megabytes, so it will be installed very quickly. Okay, so as you can see, if I minimize everything, the tar.gz file is downloaded onto my system. So what I will do is I will just copy or cut it from this location, and I will put it somewhere from where I can access it. So I will go to this place which is home, and in home I have already created a folder which says bioinfo. You can also do the same, or you can give any other name like software or anything. So you create a folder, and in that folder you can simply paste the compressed tar.gz compressed file folder over here. So once you have done this over here, what you can do is you can simply open the terminal inside this folder where this tar.gz file is there. So I will open the terminal like this, and once you have opened the terminal, what you have to do is very simple steps, is that you have to simply copy and paste the commands from here. Okay, so first command that you have to do is that you just copy, so the GROMACS compilation process. So we will simply copy this and we'll minimize this, and you have to simply paste it over here. So what it will do is that it will unzip the compressed folder and it will create a separate folder. Okay, so if you don't want to use the first command, what you can do is if you run this commands, well and good. If you want to do this manually also, you can do it without making use of any command. So for now, let us not make use of this command. I will show you how to just do it. Or so you can just double press on it and press on extract. It is showing it is going to extract the folder into the bioinfo. So just okay, so it has extracted this folder which is say GROMACS 2022.3. Now suppose if you want to do the same step with the help of a command, we will use the command as well. So I'm just deleting this folder from here for now. We'll open this terminal, and from here we will simply copy this command from my GitHub, for which the link is there into the description box. So I have copied the command and paste it. So now you make sure that the version is same. So if you just see, it is 2022.3 and over here it is 2020.2. So what we will do is that we will just change the names 2022. Why? Because over here it is 2022 and then 0.3. So here we have to do 0.3. Okay, and then we have to give enter. So as soon as you do this much, what will happen? The folder is appeared over here. Okay, so the zip folder is extracted and it has created a new folder, right? You close the terminal, then you have to open this folder which says GROMACS 2022.3. So you just open this. The instructions are there in this folder as well. Okay, so what you do is you go to this place which says GROMACS 2022.3, open the terminal like this inside this folder. So the folder name where you are working inside the terminal and onto the top of your file explorer window over here should be the same. So we are working in this same folder. In this you have to make another folder which is like mkdir, and you just create a random folder. So I will give the name build. You can give any other name that you want, it is absolutely okay. So you give this command mkdir build, and as soon as you press enter, you will find a new folder that has been created somewhere around here which has the name build. So I will just do that. So the build folder has appeared over here, as you can see. Okay, if you don't want to make use of terminal, fine, I will just delete it. You can also do the same step by simply clicking on the right click into the empty space in new folder, and you just give it the name build. Okay, now once you are over here, what you need to do is you have to open this folder, which is a build folder, which will be an empty folder. Okay, the folder has to be empty, no problem at all. Now what you need to do is that you have to go to this command, that is CMAKE. Okay, and you have to now copy this entire command. Okay, and simply run it inside the terminal. So just open the terminal inside this empty folder, absolutely fine. And you have to now run the command, which is a CMAKE command, and we have given the CUDA toolkit root directory, which is /user local and CUDA. So this location will be filled by CUDA folder only after you have installed the CUDA toolkit. So if you have not installed the CUDA toolkit, then probably this command will not run onto your system. Okay, now if you just hit enter, what it is doing, it is trying to compile the entire GROMACS. This can take up to 50 minutes, not 50 minutes, up to 20 minutes. I'm talking about the entire installation procedure. Then the next thing that you need to do is, once you have made use of this command, and if this command runs well without any error, then you are good to go. You have done the steps properly till now. In case if you would have any problem with the graphic card, or if you have any problem with the CUDA toolkit, then you will find an error over here. Okay, so let us go to the next step. So your next step is to simply type make. So you simply type make over here. Oh, let me just simply type it, make. So now it is trying to build the entire compiler. Okay, so it is building the entire repository for installation. So now this can take time. This can take time up to 20 minutes or 15 minutes depending on your computer speed. And at this point you will also see that your GPU has started working. The fan speed of your GPU will increase as if your GPU is on fire. No problem. Let us just wait for a few minutes till this is done. Okay, so now as you can see that the 100% the build target is done. So once you get this sort of a notification over here like build target GMX, and when you reach to this place like 100%, and then you again when you see the terminal, it means that the command that we have given is been executed properly. Now the next thing that we need to do is again to make use of the command, which is make check. So I will just copy this. So I just want to tell you one more thing over here, that these three commands, make check, these two commands will take around 15 minutes. Each command will take around 15 minutes. Okay, so I will just copy this command over here, and then I can paste it, and I will give enter. And as soon as I give this command, it will now again take around 10 minutes to 15 minutes for the entire thing to be done. So you be patient. Okay, so this command is also been executed correctly. Now we have to make the last command, which is sudo make install. So this will basically install your GROMACS into your system, and this will be the location. So the location where this GROMACS is going to be installed is this user local GROMACS. Okay, so this is the folder where the GROMACS will be installed inside the root directory. Okay, so let us just first make use of the command. And this is not going to take much time, so you just press enter. It will ask for your computer password. Give the password, and as you can see, the GROMACS has been installed properly onto our system. Okay, so yes, one more thing that I want to tell you over here is that when you go to the tutorial which is there onto my GitHub, it says source, the last command says source user local GROMACS bin and GMXRC. So now this is not a one-time command. I will show you how to use this command every time when you are trying to make use of GROMACS. Okay, so before we make use of this command, let us first understand what it is trying to tell. Okay, so you have to go to root user local GROMACS bin and GMXRC. Okay, so here we cannot simply paste this command over here and simply run it. That is not how we need to do it. So your GROMACS has been installed onto your system correctly. Okay, but we are not running the last command. I will show you how to use the last command. So first of all, as the GROMACS installation is complete, I will just close the terminal over here. I will close this window over here as well. So your GROMACS is installed onto your system. Now what I'm trying to explain you is that we have to go to this location which says root user local GROMACS bin and GMXRC. Okay, so I will just minimize this. So let us just go to the location that is mentioned. So as soon as you go to these other locations, you will come to this place where there will be an option of computer, which is nothing but root directory for Linux. So I will just open it. So this is your root directory. Now inside the root directory, what it is telling is that you have to find for the folder which says user. So user is this one. So we will just open user, and inside this user folder, we have to then go to the folder which says local. So we'll just go to this place which says local. Okay, and now as you can see, there will be a folder of GROMACS. Okay, so this is basically the folder of GROMACS. Okay, so this is basically the GROMACS that we are talking of. So I will open this, and now over here, when you open this folder, you will see these 4 different directories or 4 different folders, and the important one for us is this bin. So we'll open this bin, and this GMX that you see is basically called as the executable GROMACS file. But we are right now not interested in this file. We are basically interested in the file which is GMXRC. Okay, so GMXRC is this. So we have to execute this file whenever we are trying to run GROMACS. So I will show you that how you can do it. So suppose if you are trying to perform the GROMACS, and for that you are trying to create a folder. So suppose I will create a new folder onto my desktop, and I will just give it a name, GROMACS trial. Okay, so I've created a folder which says GROMACS. Okay, so this is the folder which I have created, and I want to run the GROMACS command, or I want to run this program of GROMACS inside this software, inside this directory. So I will just open this directory, which is for now it is an empty, but I will just show you how you can do it. Now inside this folder, what you do is, or inside this directory, what you do is you just right click and open it in a terminal. So you have opened this folder, this empty folder inside a terminal. Okay, so now if I simply type GMX and hit enter, it will say GMX is not found. Why it is saying like this, the GMX is not found, is because when I'm giving the command GMX, it does not know where to search for the software. And this is where you have to make use of this command which is saying source. Okay, so you copy the source path and paste it over here. Okay, give enter. It seems that nothing has happened, but now the terminal knows where to look for GROMACS. Okay, so now if I simply type GMX and give enter, you can see that it is finding, or it is searching where the GROMACS is. Okay, so let us just do one more thing. So I will just type GMX minus minus version and give enter. And as soon as, let me just zoom a little. Okay, now if you can see, it says GPU support CUDA, means your GROMACS is can use the power of GPU. In this case it is NVIDIA RTX graphics card. So if you want to make use of GPU, you have to install the GROMACS in exactly this way, which is mentioned in this video. If you try to install the GROMACS by the process of dirty installation, then at this location you will get GPU support disabled, okay, which we have seen in our previous video, right? So if your computer does not have the graphic card, then probably it is absolutely fine to install GROMACS by the dirty installation process. But if your computer has the GPU support, if your computer has the graphic card or the GPU which belongs to NVIDIA, then this method is the correct way to install the GROMACS, right? So wherever you are trying to work in any working directory, the first thing in order to execute the GROMACS is that you have to use this command which says source. Okay, so again I would like to repeat this, that the command which is the last command is not a one-time command. Every time when you are trying to make use of GROMACS, you have to first give this command into the terminal, and only then inside that terminal your system will be able to make use of GROMACS. Okay, so this is how you can install the GROMACS, and I will also show you now how you can basically uninstall the GROMACS. So if you have not installed it properly, how you can uninstall it. Okay, so I will just show you that. So for that, what you do is you just go to this tab of files, and from the files you go to this place which is called as other locations. So as soon as you click on the other location, you go to this place which is my computers or computer, which is basically also called as root for Linux. So we will open this. So this is the location which is called as root for Linux. From here you have to go to the folder or the directory which says user. So you go to this user directory, and in this user directory you have to then move to the next directory that is called as a local. So you just go to local, and in local you will find this folder which says GROMACS. So we need to remove this folder which says GROMACS. So what you do is you simply right click inside this folder, and then you go to this option which says open in terminal. So the terminal will open over here, which is targeted to this folder where we are working in. Press ls to check whether you find the folder of GROMACS. So you can find this folder of GROMACS over here. Now to remove this GROMACS from to your system, what you need to do is you need to write a command which says sudo, which is for super user, rm to remove, rf to force remove, and simply type GROMACS and hit enter. Give the computer password, and then you see the folder of GROMACS is removed from your system over here. Now if you just write the commands for the GROMACS, probably it will not work. So I will just show you the commands that we have used. So if I open any of this any of the terminal, and if I write gmx, it will say gmx command not found, and the location is also not found. So you have uninstalled the program from the root directory. Now what you need to do is you have to remove the installer directory that you have created inside the working directory. So this was the place home, and inside home there was a directory bioinfo where we have previously created the folder which was the installation folder. So you just open the terminal again over here. Again you can type sudo, give space rm -rf GROMACS, give a space. So this command will remove only GROMACS, which is this folder. Now if you give a space and if you give the name of this folder as well, so this compressed folder as well, like GROMAC dot tar.gz. So suppose if you just give this command, give the name of both the files separated by a space and hit enter, what it will do is that it will remove both the folders which were over there. Okay, so now your computer does not have the installer files that were there, and it will also not have the GROMACS. So GROMACS is completely uninstalled from your system, and by chance if you want to install the GROMACS again, you have to repeat the entire procedure from scratch. So thank you. I will catch you soon in the next one.